Hey, Freedom Frugalers, it's time for another wonderful episode of Frugal Freedom. I am your virtual mentor, Izzy, here to teach you all that I know about finance, productivity, and overall well-being. 2020 was the first year since I started working 10 years ago that my account has seen a positive balance every single month. Now, that didn't mean that I kept that money, but for the most part, I was at least spending what I had. And that is until December, where going into January 2021, I had a savings of $1,300. What's so great about $1,300? It wasn't the first time that I had $1,300, but it was the first time where I had it and didn't need it. Or so I thought. I say that because I was scared my job wouldn't pay me due to me being out with COVID. And I have a video talking about my COVID story here on my channel. So I set myself up for a win-win situation and paid all of my bills for the month. Best of all, I still got paid for the full 80 hours being out. So guess what? I had a full check that I didn't even have to touch. Well, I did touch it. But what you should touch though is that like button, then subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get notified of my new videos every Wednesday and Friday. Now, I want to say, depleting my savings was a very extensive thought process. I did not buy useless things, but rather things that would get me ahead in all aspects of future finance, savings, and health. Things that I started really caring about. I wrote out every single scenario for my money, including if I waited to pay my bills, what would I do if I kept my savings? It's just too detailed to get into, but just know that I had long lists and paper stacks full of these scenarios. Part of it was due to my surprise expenses. My car battery went out earlier this month, and in distress, I spent more money than I would have liked to had to. I had gave an unexpected gift to a friend, and it's not that I didn't expect it. It was just that the money that I allocated for it was mostly put onto my credit card, in which I forgot that I had set auto pay the full balance. I know that date by heart now, trust me. And of course, I knew I would live life and still have the urge to want to use that money for something that I could afford today but would hurt me in the future. So with all these scenarios in mind, here's the scenario that I went with. I paid off my credit cards so that I can enjoy not having revolving debt. I paid top dollar for car maintenance so that I wouldn't likely run into frequent issues. So I spent a lot of money on my car battery. Then I got an oil change, and now I got some money in a reserve just in case one of the tires go out, because I've had that experience and you don't want that experience to pop up unexpected. I paid for all of my necessary bills in a way that keeps me at least a month ahead on them. And as a matter of fact, one bill, I'm actually 2 months ahead of it. Then lastly, I paid a personal trainer so that I can force myself to be healthy and go to bed on time so that I can make sound decisions and become more fit. Now, you might be wondering, well, what was your mindset for all of this? And this is what I want you guys to grasp. So the mindset, if you guys recall my 2021 savings goal video, is that I wanted to have my own place by the middle of the year. That's my huge goal. So how do I go about ensuring that that would happen? And so everything that I did was so that I can fulfill that goal by at least June of this year, 2021. So by investing the money that I had into my debt, I set myself up so that I wouldn't have to continue giving money to my creditors every month. By paying ahead on my bills, I would be able to save more income and choose what day I wanted to pay my bills. And so I chose to pay all of my bills on the 15th of every month. This essentially gives me a free check by the time I get my second one. Also, instead of risking being behind, I'm now eliminating the risk of being behind by being at least 1 month ahead on my bills. And like I said, back in my 2021 savings videos, I actually didn't mention that my goal is to have at least 3 months ahead paid on necessary bills or even pay annual costs for things like car insurance and dental insurance and all of that stuff. But by the end of March, I will have to do an evaluation to make sure I'm still on track. And I don't feel I would have gotten to that had I kept my savings. I would have still probably been behind and probably would have had to use that money eventually to pay for some of this stuff that I'm talking about. Overall, my goal is to live a rich life. And so although I would love to have a savings, right now, savings is only a small portion of what is needed to have a healthy relationship with your money. What truly works is giving every one of your dollars a job to do. I chose for my money workers to provide me a healthy lifestyle and get rid of the things that could destroy my future workers. That is my future income. It's a small sacrifice that my now workers have to go through, but it sets me up to really enjoy the future workers that can find me more workers. That means I can eventually make more money off of my initial money. And I get it. Fear of something happening in between time was one of the things that did cross my mind. But I accounted for any upcoming birthdays, I future-proofed my bills, and I didn't even buy anything I didn't need or didn't already budget for, which would create that fear and also magnify things if something did happen. I also made sure to educate myself every single day so that I can eliminate said risk. Because the more I know, the more I can make an educated guess on the best possible scenario. I even paid for everything close to my next check to where if something did go wrong, I was only a few days out. So essentially, I minimized the risks involved and was able to fully execute my plans without fear. I reiterate that none of this, however, did not come without a surefire plan. Do you have to be as detailed and goal-oriented as I was? No. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even take the level of discipline that I had to display this past month. It does mean that you should at least know where your money is going. If you want to learn how your money is spent and where your money is going so that you can track every single dollar without having the discipline. Really, if you just want to be the person that wants to set it and forget it when it comes to your budgeting plan, I have something for you. I have a 10 video series here on YouTube called No Discipline Budgeting. If you want to check that out, the link is in the description below. But as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Would you go broke now paying everything that you owe so that you can enjoy all of your money by next year? Let me know. And also comment down below if there's any other topics that you would like me to cover, as I'm happy to see those below as well. As always, guys, I've been your virtual mentor, Izzy, and until next time, stay frugal until you're free. Peace.